Today we are going to be talking about the propaganda within television programs. And when it comes to propaganda, it is always about the long con. It's a long game. The continual repeating of the same messages. It's known as siege warfare. You see, the sitcoms of the 1970s regurgitated over and over the image of the independent woman earning a paycheck and raising a family without a man. The lesson is simple. Families do not need a man. Fathers are not important. Women can lead families and be the head of the house and everything will turn out well. That was the propaganda message. Once again, the theme. Fathers are bumbling idiots. Mothers, on the other hand, are the providers of wisdom and guidance. See, the message is society can function without the nuclear family. And by keeping the message blaring continuously, well, that's the trick. You see, sitcoms such as One Day at a Time and Alice and The Mary Tyler Moore Show and even The Andy Griffith Show have all been about the dissolution of the biblical family. The Brady Bunch and the Waltons and Little House on the Prairie, they were ways to bring in Marxism without raising too many flags. If you don't know this by now, go back and take another look. Some may think that the enemy wants to discourage the Bible. But that is not the only way he operates. He's also infiltrated the churches. Preachers will lower their voices when it comes to the second half of Ephesians 5:33. Churches have become industries churning out books on marriage. Yet the so-called marriages they promote are egalitarianism in actuality, which is the opposite of the patriarchy designed by God. Overturning the family has been the goal since the beginning. God said to Adam, "Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife." Yet what do we have in the churches? The promoters of gender confusion. What is communism? What it amounts to is denouncing and attacking competition, making competition out to be a vice, a bad thing. And family and the owning of property, these are all evil things from the communist, deceived, and gullible mindset. Communism is the attack, the siege warfare against man, against private property, against all things normal. And media is primarily a tool of the serpent. And television portrays these lifestyles over and over. They play them day in and day out to give young people the false notion that there's no need for family. Take, for instance, shows like Friends or How I Met Your Mother or Seinfeld. These folks generally are single. They drift in and out of relationships. No consequences. Never thinking about the fact that one day they might possibly be 65 or 70 years of age. No family around. The devaluation of true motherhood has been the goal, and the serpent has been hugely successful. But there remains a remnant that has not bowed down to false gods. There was no such thing as being a teenager in the first 6,000 years of this planet's history. It's only within the last 100 years or so that being an adolescent has become a thing, and television and adolescence go hand in hand. The serpent says that being a mother full-time, as God intended, is demeaning. Instead, women should have lots of fun, like Laverne and Shirley. You need to have a job, get a paycheck, have lots of friends in your own apartment. Don't be tied down to motherhood. The wrong message continues for two reasons. The devil will never say, "I give up," and the responsibility of generating critical thinkers is within the home, not from Hollywood. Those are the two reasons the message continues. The devil's never going to quit, not until the very end. And the responsibility of raising up young men and women is not the daycare's responsibility. It's not the schools. It's the families. And when I say families, it's the father-led families, the normal families.